Whether you're a complete beginner or have some experience playing guitar, mastering your first guitar chords is an essential skill to become a great guitarist. In this video, we're going to be covering all the basic guitar chord shapes of all the open guitar chords. From the joyous and uplifting major chords to the melancholy and introspective minor chords. We'll explore the sounds and emotions that each chord can convey. Whether you're dreaming of playing sold out stadiums or just to strum some tunes for your own enjoyment, mastering these guitar chords is an essential step in your journey. So let's dive in and start rocking out. So we're going to be learning 8 guitar chords today, all the open shaped guitar chords. I'll also be putting the chord diagrams up in this corner of the screen for you guys, so you get a visual of what the chords look like. And if you need help learning how to read chord diagrams, I've made a video on that as well, and I'll put that linked up to the top here. So today we're going to be going over E minor, E, A minor, A, D, D minor, C, and G. If you can play these 8 chords, you'll be able to play thousands of songs. I'll have a free downloadable chord diagram sheet in the link just down here, and it will also be in the description down below. So to start off with the E minor, we only need to use 2 fingers, which is a nice easy chord to start with. So we have an open E string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the A string, our ring finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and then an open G string, open B string, and then an open E string. Now for the E major chord, the only thing we have to change from E minor to E major is we place our index finger on the 1st fret on the D string. So we'll have an open E, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D string, 1st fret G string, open B string, and then an open E string. Now we'll move on to the A minor chord. So I want you to go back to your E chord, and now all we have to do is move all of our fingers down 1 string each. And we don't play the top E string. So we'll have an open A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st fret on the B string, and then our open E string. Now we'll move on to A major. So this one's a bit of a squishy chord because you've got to get all 3 of your fingers in 1 fret, and it's quite difficult, especially to start off with. Now what you kind of need to do here, you might start to get some little dead notes, especially when you're first starting. It might be hard to get that high E string to ring out. The tip I have for you to fix this is try and push your wrist outwards when you're playing it, and just use your fingertips on the strings. This will take the bottom of your fingers off of that high E string, and it will come through clearly. So we'll have an open A string, and then the 2nd fret on the D string, G string, and B string, and then an open E string. Now we can move on to the D major. So for D major, we only have 4 strings. So we start on the open D string, and then we have our index finger on the 2nd fret on the G string, our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and then our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the high E string. For D minor, we only have the same 4 strings again, except this time we have an open D string. We want to move our middle finger to the 2nd fret on the G string. Our ring finger stays on the 3rd fret on the B string, and then our first finger comes to the 1st fret on the high E string. Now for the C major chord. So for C major, we play from the A string down, and we want to have our third finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret D string, an open G string, and then our first finger on the B string in the 1st fret, and then an open E string. Now we have the G major chord. So this is one of the chords where we play all 6 strings again. So we have our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret on the low E, our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then an open D string, open G string, open B string, and then our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Well, now you got the hang of some basic guitar chords, you should check out this playlist over here for some easy beginner guitar songs.